all the UK fans, we'd like to thank you and welcome you back to the UK. We appreciate that you choose to keep visiting us and even now giving us an extensive tour, visiting different places and giving fans more options to see you live. So, first of all, thank you.
Can we thank them as well?
Yes,
because of them we can do this stuff. So it's we should thank them, and it's great to be here. Absolutely, honor.
Thank you. So the European tour dates are now over. How has it been so far on the tour?
It's been good.
Yeah, really
enjoying it massively. Yeah, certainly.
It's a really good tour, good attendance, and great vibe. It's really again a next step up, and so we're really happy with that.
Yeah, because the venue's a bit bigger than the last two times
you've
you've
been.
been.
Many places.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you got any experiences on tour that you'd like to share with us so far for this?
Experiences?
Yeah.
Well, there haven't been any confetti incidents so far.
No, yesterday we were in Dublin the day before, so we did a lot of drinking. At least I did.
I had one baby Guinness and I was knocked out. I was fired.
Which means she's professional and I'm not. That was great, and it just has been a very fun tour. It's hard work, but a really great vibe. Also with the other bands, support bands, and it's really nice.
That's really good. So for us, watching a band on tour can be quite tiring, even if we're visiting one or two. So for you, how do you take time to relax and re-energise and keep busy on a long trip?
It's something we wonder ourselves still too. Sometimes it's quite a challenge.
Yeah, so it's a work in progress. I started out this tour doing yoga every day, but then I got some colds and a flu and I kind of stopped doing it. But we have to find our rituals. The computer games work for you?
I installed another Empire Total War game which I play. But for the rest, it's also really busy. Stuff to do. We're also prepping for projects which are ahead. So it's actually a hard work, this tour. Most of the time, what I do when I have a day off, I go to a hotel and just be boring and stay in bed. And sometimes, if it's a nice town, like in Dublin, we go look around there, and that's quite nice. Good way to.
On the other hand, a good part about the growth is we have fantastic crew with us. So we can focus on the things that we need to focus on, and that is something that also allows us to.
Yeah, like Empire Total War.
Like Empire Total War, yes. And yoga. No, but I mean, it has to be said. You know, the band are not the only one who are working really hard on a tour like this.
That's absolutely
an entire team.
That's good. Secondly, we're really enjoying the new album. We're loving how it's contrasted, how it sounds with the lyrics and. Even the music, it offers a melancholic feeling on one side and then a really driven, sort of happy vibe on the other. Is there any particular inspiration behind the lyrics?
Behind the lyrics, it started off all very dark and morbid, and when we were like halfway, we had to decide on album title and visuals, and we stuck with it. Then again, in the end, also with the Scandal cover there, I think that there is enough upbeat material there to kind of contrast the really dark and morbid there.
Fire with Fire too.
Fire with Fire, very upbeat message. Sucker Punch as well. As for the morbid side, I think at one point, if that's what comes out, you know, that's a part of life as well, and it's allowed to be there.
So speaking a little on the recording process, obviously it's been very different for this release. Like, have you preferred doing it in the segments, or have you preferred to do it the old way?
No, I think the new way. I think everybody agrees on that, right? It makes you far more flexible because we had so much to do. We had tours going on in America, in South America, North America, Europe, and this all went on, but we also had an album to make, and then the best way is to split it up. But another really important aspect about it is that because you work in fragments, you can reflect really well. because you can take a distance, and after that you can still change things. Normally when you do everything in one go, then at a certain point it's done, and that's what it is. And if you want to go back later, you can do that, but it's very difficult. And now you can, it's also a little bit a modern approach. In dance you see it a lot, that they release one song after another, and then at a certain point they put it on an album. And I think it's a little bit that approach, and I think we even want to intensify that, to really do it song by song. Now we did it like in 3 or 4 parts, and yeah, if we can do it song by song from beginning to the end, that would be great. It's more expensive, it takes more time, you have to build up in the studio the drums every time again, for example. But yeah, if that's if that's the price, then that's okay.
Good. Also, when making a set list, how difficult is it to put together a show knowing the diversity of your music against fans' expectations?
We play around with it. Usually we start with a concept set list, and it changes a little bit throughout the first songs, and every tour it's different. Sometimes it keeps on changing the entire tour. Now we've been playing the same set list for a couple of days, or actually I think the last few shows, you know, save 1 or 2 songs. If it works, and that's alright, but still we also appreciate the fact that a lot of people come to multiple shows, so you also want to offer them some diversity. But yeah.
It's a little bit of tension between one end you want to mold and tweak your set list to get the perfect flow. You always do it at the beginning of a tour, and sometimes it stays and that's it, and sometimes it changes. But on the other hand, you want to make it different too, because not always the same thing. But if you have like the right flow, that's of course, it's always give and take in that regard. But I think it goes well so far.
I really like the set list that we have right now. Yeah. Well, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah, because we also noticed, obviously last year you let people vote for certain songs that you'd like to play. Was this year didn't get that?
No, because it was successful in the sense that people really liked the fact that they could pick a song, but it was a challenge for us because, well, like you said, we tried to mold the perfect set list, and some of the songs that we haven't played for a while, we haven't played them for a while for a reason. So you just notice that some songs were very well live, and some songs are more like the listening songs, but of course people still want to hear them every now and then, so we played them then. But
there's like a thought in my mind about perhaps we should do a couple shows where we do like special shows, like we do this album, or we do this songs or that songs, and just do it for the fans. It's something to think about. I think also our manager came up with that idea, Sharon. So yeah, I really want to think about it, but that's for a long-term thing, somewhere for next year. But it's interesting. Yeah.
And also looking forward to the release of Fire with Fire, the video which you filmed recently. What sort of choices goes into picking a single? Obviously before the fans have had a chance to hear it and before they've had a chance to appreciate.
Well, the Fire with Fire was kind of a process. We picked the songs together with our label, and Fire with Fire was our preference as well. We were in total agreement on there, but somewhere along the whole process, due to time shortage and so full craziness going on, we didn't have the time to film a video. So we thought, let's film live and see how that works out. But now we have the material, and we think this is not the right approach. So now we have to go back to the drawing board and see what to do. But on the other hand, now the Fire with Fire is already out as a single on radio and online. So I wonder what we should do. So we have to think about it.
Have you been pleased with the fan reaction for the new songs so far?
Yes, both on the album and live. I think this is. I don't think we've ever played as much songs of a new album live directly after the release. Like the responses live are very, very positive. Like they're the songs are exciting to play, and we get great response from the audience. And this is the third time I said that, so yeah, we're satisfied with that.
It's about 7 or 8 songs we play live of Moonbathers, and we never did that before. So that's a good sign.
Obviously, you visit Scotland a lot, and you like your whiskey.
Yes.
How did that come about?
It started years ago. I just had a whiskey tasting organized by friends who didn't like whiskey, didn't specifically like whiskey at all, and then they came to the whiskey that no one basically liked so much, which was the Lafroig, and I loved it. Like, I instantly had like a connection to, you know, campfires at sea that have been washed out, and it just clicked, and we went on holidays there and explore more whiskies. Now, since yesterday, of course, we also got to explore some very good Irish whiskies, which almost feels like cheating on Scotland. But then again, the Irish were first, so. But no, really, really love the Scottish whiskey, and Otto does as well. We went to the Isla Whiskey Festival, and it's a mixture of the sentiment of, you know, the old trade, and just the fact that it's good drinking.
I'm not a whiskey. I'm a whiskey barbarian. I put it in Coke, in cola, but I heard some noises there. Charlotte and others saying, well, perhaps we should make it like a Delain whiskey. So yeah, who knows? That would be nice.
It's something that we've been thinking about for years, and there might be a spark somewhere that it might happen. And you're not quite the barbarian that you used to be. I noticed it from how you drink whiskey now. I can see it.
I don't remember because I'm drunk.
Yeah, exactly. But now you actually sometimes smell it, and you put some that you like and you don't like. And I remember the first time I took a very nice whiskey, and you had you poured yourself like a lemonade glass, and it smelled back. You were like, another. I haven't seen you do that for a while. So
no, you're right.
I think you're starting to get a little bit more appreciative of it.
I think I fooled her.
Yeah, you did well. Good acting. Awesome.
It usually increases with price and taste.
Exactly.
Now, if they offer the whiskey to me, then it's the Scottish way too, right? Or the Dutch way. I'm not paying for it.
We're all really excited for your 10th anniversary bash at the Paradiso. And you must be too, obviously 10 years. And you're slowly revealing like your guests and what you want to do. Do you have any plans for doing Lucidity all the way through?
Well, the night itself is going to be really a reflection on the last 10 years, so it's not going to be only Lucidity, it's really going to be a big fest of nostalgia, and it will cover all of our albums. But
also Lucidity.
But also Lucidity, of course. But I think, actually, you just mentioned it. We are exploring tentatively the possibility of perhaps doing some special shows where we cover more or all of certain albums.
April Rain show or Lucidity show.
Yeah, exactly. It would be interesting.
Yeah.
The remastering as well of Lucidity. How did that come about?
Well, it was never released on vinyl, first of all. So for that you already need a master. And also, it's 10 years later, so we know a little bit more about it, about mastering, and we have our preferences. And so it was for us also a nice experiment to remaster it and see what that does. And I like the result, but I hope the fans do too.
We enjoy it. Is there any song that you'd want to re-record now you're a full band, through your catalogue?
It would be interesting, but I kind of have the same feeling with re-recording things as I used to have with people requesting recording a DVD. Like, I'm always more excited about working on new material than I would be about re-recording something. And also I think it would be more exciting for us as a band to see how it would change, and for the fans, because usually people really attach to... I already thought remastering might be tricky. It worked out well, but people are really attached to a certain sound and a certain way of doing things. I think if I think, oh, I'm a much better singer now than I was 10 years ago, but people might really like the way you sang it back then, you know. It's also kind of a...
Oh no, they changed this. How could they do this?
So it might be interesting, but never crossed my mind to do so. Did it for you? Or?
No, well, yesterday I was thinking about rearranging Sleepwalker's Dream, but then again,
yeah, we had the same kind of
we had the
conversation.
same kind of conversation about it, and it takes time as well, which we don't have a lot at the moment because so much is going on. So yeah, no, I don't know. I think I'd rather spend my time in writing new stuff. You know, yeah.
And then my final question is, knowing how much you tour and all your summer festivals, do you have any plans going forward into 2018?
2018.
That you can tell us.
Well, we're starting our first writing week for new material in January. We've got our US tour lined up. We've got our festivals lined up. Working on the new tour after that already. So.
Releasing the DVD.
Releasing the DVD.
2017.
Yeah.
So 2018 is still far away. I suspect 2018 could be a release year for a new album, but on the other hand, we really told each other, like, let's just take the time we want, and because like the past albums, the past two albums felt rushed, and we're happy with the result, but we also then wonder how would it be if it wouldn't feel rushed. Would it be the same or would it be different? So this time we thought we're gonna work until we're happy with it, and then we're gonna see what we're gonna do with it, and not put deadlines immediately because then you're rushing towards a deadline.
We've got plenty of deadlines.
Yes, yes, deadlines are like trees in
a big forest.
Yes.
Yes, we've got a big Delain forest of deadlines. Yeah.
Well, thank you ever so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
You're done.